So the hospitality teams provide tasks for people with varied interests and abilities. So there's a variety of tasks: coffee making, greeting, usher, making of a visual display. And typically everyone may bring a snack a couple of times during their shift. So people get to interact in their own way and on their level in all of these different positions. And so this provides an opportunity for personal growth, or to work in an area where you feel comfortable or uncomfortable. For example, greeting. If you are a more shy person but you want to put yourself out there a little bit, you can be a greeter and have that personal growth. And someone said, as a greeter, I talked to more people today than I have all week. And they were excited about that, actually. That wasn't a bad thing. So that was really great. And then was there one last thing on that side? Yeah. Oh, yes. And when you're done your task, you're done for the day. But people often stay longer and continue helping, maybe with cleanup, depending on their schedule. And so with our teams, there's a team spirit and a team pride. And this is a healthy competition to create the most welcoming atmosphere. Each of our teams has a name, a sticker, and a mascot, actually. So we have the Blessed Bees, the Service Stars, the Ever Red E's, the Helping Hands, and the Ladybugs. And each team has their own identity, and they do things independently in some ways, and so in that way a little bit differently. And each team kind of thinks that their team is the best, I guess.
One of the competitions Jason has in mind is who brings the most and the best food. That's pretty healthy, except for those of us who eat it. It's healthy.
And there are 4 main steps to starting hospitality teams in your congregation, and I'll elaborate some, and then we can go into the details with questions too. So we can define what hospitality teams could look like in your congregation, identify and train leaders, have the leaders do the first shift, and then build teams from the congregants, train them, and just set it into motion. So first, define what hospitality teams could look like in your congregation. So find 2 to 3 interested friends to help. We have a lot here this evening. But we have our documents, and you can use them as drafts and just adapt them to what your needs are. Get input from key players in your congregation. And when we implemented the hospitality teams, it ended up replacing several different other smaller groups, the greeter committee, the usher committee, and sort of lumped it into one group. At the same time as providing relief to these people, it also gave more people the opportunity to perform these tasks. But definitely you'd want to talk to the people doing these tasks, get their buy-in, ask them for input, perhaps have them train people that will be doing the tasks in the future. You don't want to step on these people's toes at all. And of course you can start small and add on more tasks later as necessary. So next, identify and train leaders. Choose people who are familiar with your congregation and or well connected. Choose people who are already involved or would like to be more involved. And something that has worked very well for us is to give the leaders the written descriptions of tasks and also pass it out and make them available in the actual space where the tasks are done. So if someone forgets what they should be doing, they can have a little checklist themselves to keep them on task and to make it easy and not scary to do anything. And also have a training day where everyone can learn and do the different tasks. And we have a couple ideas on how to make the training day fun and exciting. So here's an example of our task descriptions, also on the website, or maybe in yours there. So we have the title of the task, what times the task is done, then a list of the different points that you may be doing at certain points in time. So third, have the team leaders do the first shift. Having the leaders demonstrate the hospitality teams allows the congregation to see how it all works. And we believe this creates congregational buy-in, and people will want to participate after they see things running more smoothly and see improvements to the way that things were running previously. And also, this gives the leaders more practice so they can better train their team members when their shift comes up. And last, build teams from the congregants, train them, and begin. So we recommend assigning all congregants to a team while trying to mix age, gender, different responsibilities. For instance, if the choir is singing, you don't want everyone from a team not to be able to do a job because they're in practice or actually singing at the time. Don't want them to miss their other activity. Connection level to the church, and also leadership potential for future leaders. And of course, allow people to opt out, and with that, allow them to change their minds later if they decide they would like to join. We're not requiring people to do this at all. And allow people...
Originally, many didn't, I don't want to do that. And then they came back begging. They're left out of something. They want to be on the team. So.
Yeah, so several have changed their minds about participating. Allow people to choose their own teams as possible, but it may create uneven strength. But right now, as we have it, some recruitment actually happens when returning visitors are around and making connections with specific people. Those members may tell them about the teams and how it works, and then say, hey, do you want to be on my team? And then they already know one person, and then they can join the team and get to know other people as well and become more connected into the community.
Well, I think that's something where too much competition isn't good. You don't want
the one team to
get everybody. Probably better to have Jason
yeah.
allocate them. But if somebody wants to be with a friend, that's... Although we had a mother and daughter that came, and they want to be on 2 different teams so that they get to know other people. And a couple that want to be on different teams so they can take turns taking care of their daughters.
Does it ever get cliquey?
I don't think it gets, the question was with if it ever gets cliquey, and I don't think it gets too cliquey. A lot of the people are involved in other activities as well. So you end up seeing your hospitality team people while you're making coffee or greeting, and then you see the people you play games with when you're playing games, and you have a chance to talk with everyone, I think.
We haven't done too much of people asking to be on a specific team. It was mostly when Chuck was doing it, he just allocated, you know, the Blessed Bees need more people, you're a Blessed Bee, and so that way, there's been really very little of that I want to be a Blessed Bee business, so then it has...
They do have the cutest name, though.
They do.
If somebody in the service says Blessed Bee, they all...
So there's been, limited recruitment, but just people talking about the teams with newcomers and returning visitors helps get it in their minds, the concept of, hey, everyone else is giving back and helping to the Sunday morning experience. You know, maybe I want to do that too. And then they'll go get in contact with the overall coordinator, and then the coordinator can place them on a team. So it helps to have more than one person trying to identify new team members is basically what it comes down to.